Hey everybody, Eric here on Wednesday, June 14th. Let's check the calendar. Yes, that is what today is. It's crazy. I actually got to the comic book store on Wednesday, the day the books are on sale. Some people could argue DC's supposed to be on sale Tuesday, but I'm not going twice. Gotta wait till everything's there. So let's take a look at the books that I picked up this week. It's not a bad little haul, in my opinion. And we'll start with Moon Knight, number 24 from Marvel Comics, of course. Next issue is 25, but 2 years. 24 means 2 years that they've been on this run. 25 is going to be a big anniversary issue. And there's going to be a mini series coming out while this keeps going, a little side story. This has been a fun run. We'll see what happens when in the big issue 25. Let's see. We'll leave that for last, I think. We'll go with this one. Ghost Lore, number 2 from Boom Studios. Written by, Cullen Bunn. Nice bloody cover there. This is a 12-issue series, and I have not read the first issue yet. But as I always say, it's Cullen Bunn. I see tentacles. It's Cullen Bunn, so I have faith that it's going to be good. We have Marvel Voices Pride, number 1. This is a little square-bound book. It's an anthology. As usual, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stories in it, featuring different characters, different creative teams. There's been some talk, a lot of talk, I think it happens every year, about big corporations and their attitudes on pride and the LGBTQ community, plus community. There was just today or yesterday, as of this recording, something about Starbucks not allowing pride decorations or anything in their establishments, and a lot of talk about how big corporations will talk a big game during Pride Month, and then the rest of the year there's nothing. I just heard that a bunch of Targets have gotten bomb threats. Don't know if that's true. But anyway, I enjoy these issues that Marvel puts out, whether or not it's lip service. I don't know, but they usually have some good stories, good art, good writers, good characters in these books. All right, this is the one that I set aside. I don't know why. Maybe because it's in issue 1. And this is Queen of Swords, number 1 from Vault Comics. It says, bursting from the pages of Barbaric. And I've mentioned many times, basically anytime I have an issue of Barbaric or one of its one-shots or minis, that I really, really enjoy that book. And so I'm hoping that this spin-off will be just as good. I don't know any details about it, but it looks wild. Look at that great cover. This is a book I was actually just thinking about today, wondering when this was going to come out. This is Waller vs. Wildstorm, Book 2. It's from DC Comics. It's Black Label. As always, trying to get a decent image without stuff reflecting. So, of course, Amanda Waller runs the Suicide Squad. I don't know if they're in here. And Wildstorm was a group that I believe was originally part of Image. Don't know a whole lot about them, because I was not a huge Image fan back when it was in the beginning. But I do like Black Label. I like Amanda Waller. And this seems like it should be a pretty interesting book. There's the back cover. Haven't read the first issue yet, as usual. All right, then we have Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Captain America, The Red Skull Lives. This is volume 2, and it collects Tales of Suspense 78 through 94, and Not Brand Ech, number 3. And Not Brand Ech was a spoof comic that Marvel put out. You can see it right there. This is back when Cap was sharing Tales of Suspense with Iron Man. I have all the Iron Man stuff in an Epic collection because Iron Man rates Epic collections. Captain America. I used to have so many of these issues. Old Tales of Suspense. But, I mean, this is classic, old school Captain America. Then we have Murder World from Marvel. This collects, all right, bear with me, Murder World Avengers, Murder World Spider-Man, Murder World Wolverine, Murder World Moon Knight, and Murder World Game Over. So there's a bunch of one-shots, but it's actually one big story. And I believe, since it's Murder World, that it's about Arcade is the villain. And interesting. Bunch of Spider-Mans on that cover. All right, I just got quiet because I'm trying to read this. If it is Arcade, I think he's an interesting character. He's a very, very, very gimmicky character. You can say that about a lot. Rhino's a guy in a rhino suit. Electro is a guy with electric powers, but they're Electro has powers. That's his thing. Rhino is stuck in the suit. At least he was back in the day. Trying to think of non-Spider-Man villains that I could mention. Doctor Doom. You could say he's gimmicky. He's a dude in a suit of armor that has powers and magic and stuff. But Arcade is just a guy, as far as I know, who makes these giant arcade amusement park death traps. Like very, very gimmicky. So, yeah, I just saw his picture in there. It's him. But I haven't read any of this, obviously. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. I mainly picked it up because Moon Knight and Arcade. I do dig Spider-Man. Wolverine, I can take him or leave him. I like the Avengers. But anyway, that's Murder World. Collected edition. And then we have, this is Night Fever by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips from Image Comics. It's a hardback, and you know, if I see the names Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, again, this is something I've mentioned many times, I'm going to pick it up. Sean Phillips could illustrate Ed Brubaker's grocery list, and I wouldn't pick that up. I'm not a crazy person. But when they're doing comics together, I haven't been let down yet. And this is about a guy who goes over to Europe, runs into kind of a dangerous dude who's going to take him on a thrill ride, and things get out of hand, I guess. I'm just sort of paraphrasing what's on the back. But are they going to have an eyes wide shut party? I don't know. But anyway, Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, one of the greatest teams in comics. And then finally, this actually came out a week or two ago, but my copy did not come in until this week. And this is Star Wars, the original Marvel Years, Epic Collection, Volume 6. And I do believe this is the final volume. This collects Star Wars 89 through 107 and Star Wars from 2019, 108. So yes, definitely the last volume, because I don't know if there was a cliffhanger with issue 107, but however many years later, they put out an issue 108 to finish up the run. But yes, this is the classic 70s, 80s, 90s. Did they go into the 90s? Marvel Star Wars stuff. 1986 is when issue 107 came out. September of 1986, and then July of 2019 is when issue 108 came out. 108. Let's see. You know, they have page numbers in the table of contents, and then, oh, there are some page numbers, but there aren't there. It says finished at the. It says fin at the end of issue 107. So I'm not sure what the deal with 108 is. I'll find out eventually. I collected this comic for a while when it originally came out because I was a huge Star Wars fan. Saw it in the theater a few times when it was brand new. You know, I was the perfect age. So it's nice for me. I love having now all of the original issues collected. And I'll be able to read the stuff that I know I've not read any of what's in here. So there you go. And that's it. That is what I picked up this week. I did discover that there's a trade paperback that never came in for me because of the whole back problems thing. And, you know, people who watch these videos every time I put one out will know that because I had hurt my back and wasn't working and had to pay a chiropractor, I missed a bunch of weeks, not even going to the comic shop. And then when I went back, was picking up what I could afford, leaving things behind. And so it wasn't until just recently that I realized there's a book that I did not get. And so I checked, and he's like, yep, you didn't pick that up. We'll have to pre-order it or order it again for you. And that is Damage Control, New Employee's Handbook. So that's going to pop up one of these days, hopefully. I actually keep a list when I order. I don't know if I've gone over this before. Probably. But when I place my order from the previews, I write it all down in this notebook. Let's see. So there you can see a bunch of stuff crossed out that's come in. And that I noticed that Damage Control was not crossed out. And the folks at Comics Argo, Sheffield, Ohio, are kind enough. They'll, every once in a while, will print up a list of everything they have that I've ordered. This one's out of date a little bit. But I noticed the Damage Control on here was not crossed out. So I had to look into that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all of that. It's not important to any of this. No special question for this video. Because, you know, I did it on a Wednesday. I didn't even have an extra day to think of a question like I think I had. So, the usual generic, does any of this catch your eye? Out of all this stuff, what would you be most interested in reading? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'm still on Twitter, @Ronin5757. And on Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, it's Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That is all I have for you this week. So until next week, read more comic books.